Oh, you're quite welcome. Enjoy. Hi. How you doing?
We're doing well.
Good.
How are you?
Good.
So this is a cannon, right? And it could fire...
I apologize now.
10 or 12 guns. Different types of shot depending on what you're trying to do with it.
Were you in New York?
Were
you in New York?
You're sure?
Because, no, well...
Somebody in New York and they bought you a t-shirt?
Right. Pretty much.
Okay. You know, the cannonballs would be used long range. And then if there was anybody left to get closer and closer, you'd start using the grape shot and the canister shot. It's like a big shotgun shell.
What about here? What is this?
These are little musket balls. And they're tied together with this linen. It looks like a bunch of grapes. They call it grape shot. And then when it came out of the cannon, this would shear off due to the pressure of the cannon blast. And all these individual, like a big shotgun shell.
Yeah, the reason why I said New York is our unit represents a company from New York.
Oh.
Alexander Hamilton.
Okay.
Have you heard of him?
You ever have a $10 bill in your hand?
He's on the $10 bill.
So what is this used for? This little...
That is to put water on the end of the sponge, because once the cannon has gone off, you have to refill it with black powder. Well, you don't want anything, here, move out of the way, you don't want any sparks left inside the cannon. If there's anything still burning in there, and you go put fresh gunpowder in it, so you get water on here. Put the water to make sure that there's nothing still burning inside there.
Okay.
And then he keeps his thumb on the other end to keep air out. And listen to this as it comes out.
Wow.
Boom.
He took all the air out of the cannon.
So there was a vacuum in there that made that thump. And so that way you want to make sure that there's nothing burning inside there when you go to put some new gunpowder in.
Because what does fire need to keep going?
3 things. You didn't know you were getting a physics lesson too, did you?
Not yet.
Yeah, air is one of them.
And powder, right? And a
Fuel.
And it's going to be dry.
Okay, so if you use water, how fast can you shoot something now? You have to wait until it dries?
No, because the powder that's put down there is these little satchels. We use aluminum foil to simulate that because these produce static electricity. Static electricity and black powder don't mix very well together. But anyway, so it'd be in this linen satchel, and that would be shoved all the way down at the very end. And then whoever's going to light it off would poke a hole in the middle. Poke a little hole there in the bag to expose the powder. You put a little quill in there, which is filled with gunpowder, so when you touch that off, the fire goes down through the touch hole into this bag, ignites all the powder in here, and boom, out goes the cannonball.
And this is how much powder you would use?
Yes.
Anytime you shoot?
Yeah,
Wow.
about a pound of powder.
So you have a lot of powder then.
Yeah.
What did you get? Did you get it from Europe?
No. Sometimes it was stole it from the British. We were also making our own powder by that time, even though we didn't have any manufacturing capability to make muskets and cannons. We could make.
We had a lot of bat caves.
Make gunpowder.
Because the poop that the bats made was highly flammable. It was mixed in with, it was had a high content of potassium, and it was mixed in with sodium, and then they were making gunpowder out of it. So there were a lot of caves out along the Appalachians where they'd go in and dig out all the guano that was in there, and they used it to make gunpowder.
What about cannons? Where did they come from?
Stolen from the British.
Stolen from the British, so from England.
Yes. Who hired Dutch manufacturers to make them for them. So the manufacturers of this gun that represents was Verbruggen. The Verbruggen brothers made cannons for the British.
So you represent here in Sam?
Yes.
What I'll give you, you'll need more than a shot.
Why do you wear light colors? Why not blue?
Oh, that's our regular color.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
This is our underclothes.
Okay.
We put our regimentals on.
Fire the cannon, the enemy's in the
He spoke
perimeter.
a lot about that. So go to that.
You got to get us mad first. We're not sufficiently mad yet.
See, See that? That's how they used to put their
Not mad enough.
stuff in there.
See, this would be the full
Focused on it then.
Uniform
full thing.
for
Yeah.
Continental Army.
Yeah.
I see that you wear leather pants.
Yes,
Is
these
it
are
what they
deerskin.
wore?
Yes.
Yeah.
At least our unit did. Different units had different clothing. Some of them it was cloth, canvas. Ours were deerskin, just to hold
Yeah.
up better.
Back then, deerskin was really, really inexpensive. Cotton was very expensive. Deerskin, really cheap. And Alexander Hamilton, who helped form this unit, had to buy uniforms for his soldiers. He went out and bought used deerskin breeches and had them repaired. That's why a lot of us have holes in our pants.
But skin,
Absolutely.
I mean the
Deerskin.
leather, yes, it's not very durable, right? It's not.
It's pretty durable. These are 20 years old.
Yeah. Of course, you don't wear them every day, though.
No, no, but I do wear them. No, I do wear them.
Yeah. They
I
go
wear
on.
them.
Yeah,
But they stand up pretty well.
yeah. So a lot of these guys walking around in cotton breeches, those aren't authentic.
Okay.
Even though they may say they are, but they're not. Because most of the time they either wore, well, deerskin was very inexpensive, flannel,
Yeah.
wool, but wool was very warm. Linen was a common material. Cotton was used, but it was used a lot for troops that were doing their soldiering in the Caribbean. And they had a lot of cotton in their uniform because it was cooler. Or it just wasn't as heavy. When you sweat wool, you won't get as hot, but it's going to hold up your moisture.
So, what area of United
New York.
States? New York.
New York.
And what is the name of the unit?
Captain Alexander Hamilton's New York Provincial Company of Artillery.
Okay.
That's a mouthful.
Alright.
But there was companies were named after their commanders.
Okay. Very interesting. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the battle this afternoon.
What time and where?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock back over there. We're going to start with an artillery demonstration.
No, they're starting with the dragoon demonstration at 2.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna bring the
Horses.
horses out.
Oh my
And then
God.
someone's going to have to clean up after the horses.
So at 2 o'clock will be what?
Dragoons. Those are the mounted horse men.
And where the public will be sitting?
Cavalry, basically.
The public will be just sitting around?
Yeah, right where the rope line is where you can go up to.
And then at 3 o'clock you said it will be a battle.
Artillery,
3:30.
artillery demonstration at 3,
Yeah.
battle at 3:30.
Between what? Between Continental Army and
Yes.
British?
Yes.
We'll come to see, right? It will be fun
Oh, yeah.
to see the battle, the real battle here.
Well, how'd you do, Corporal?
Took second.
Oh, man, who beat you?
I don't know if I get a prize. Second.
Were they making artillery in America at that time?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got to remember, during that time, manufacturing was prohibited
Yeah.
because everything was pretty much made over in England. There were some manufacturing allowed. Cannons definitely was a no-no.
Yeah.
But they did make cannons farther back, away from the big cities. And what they used to do was capture guns like these, usually the larger ones, like the 12-pounders, the 18-pounders, they would melt them down to make 6-pounders.
Is that a 6-pounder?
This is 3.
3?
And they also make 3-pounders out of them too. But the most common cannon back then was a 6-pounder.
What kind of range did it have?
About a mile. About a mile with a solid shot.
Read the books, it's whatever they have available.
I'm also finding that, like,
Looks like the British have new recruits.
Yeah.